Pues creo que él estaba al final de la fila porque a mí yo vi uno que tenía una barba así de rusa. Una barba así de grande roja.
¿Dónde está mami? Nosotros esperando para que nos lleve. Vamos, que después llegamos.
final de la fila porque de la ventana yo lo veía.
That's right. On the very end of the right. So the pictures are up on the
family, staff, students, and alumni, I welcome you to our 96th commencement. Please remain standing for the national anthem performed by the Alfred State College Alumni Singers under the direction of Professor Emeritus Anthony Capadonia, and remain standing for the invocation given by Reverend Tanya Sonny Mauser, pastor, United Methodist Church of Cuba, New York. Reverend Mauser is the wife of Larry J. Mauser, who is a candidate today for an associate's degree in architectural engineering technology.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose cross strikes and bright stars through the perilous fight, for the ramparts we lost were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets trembled, the buffers singing, gave proof to the night that was who saved us as the spangled banner yet waved, for the land of the
Happy Mother's Day. Would you please pray with me? Oh, great Creator, it is as thanksgiving for your many graces and favors that we celebrate this day of the graduating class of 2007. Support us in these great labors that they may benefit humankind, for without your help, not even the least of our activities will succeed. Let us break our bread with the hungry, bring the shelterless poor to comfort, clothe the naked, and never disdain those of our own. Let us appreciate from its fruits which spring forth how good the earth itself is, and let our brief light shine forth, that at the humblest levels of good action, we can attain the joy of contemplation and reach its highest level by the word of life. Let us at length manifest ourselves as lights in the world. We thank you for our families, our teachers, our staff members and alumni and friends, and ask your blessing upon each and every one of us. But above all, we thank you for the wonderment, the embrace, the challenge, the searching, the bonding, indeed the growth in spiritual and human love on the part of these graduates of the class of 2007. And we ask that as they commence their careers, you continue to form them and inspire them to wisdom and grace. We humbly ask these things of you now. Amen.
Please be seated. Before we proceed, I'd like to recognize members of our College Council who are with us today. Please rise and remain standing as you are introduced. Please hold your applause until all are introduced. A. Louis Acri, Student Representative to College Council. Terry Ross. Dr. Daniel Barwick, Faculty Representative to College Council. John Richardson. George Getchus. Dr. Peter Giapolis. And Dr. Frank Thiel, College Council members. Please be seated. I would like to introduce additional members of the stage party, and I ask that you please rise and remain standing as you are introduced. Kathleen Feldman, Director of Athletics and Stage Marshal. Dr. Stephen Tyrell, Vice President for Student Affairs. Austin Cheney, Dean, School of Management and Engineering Technology. Valerie Nixon, Vice President for Enrollment Management. David Post, President, Alumni Association. Dr. Joanne Sepulak, Dean, School of Arts and Sciences. Samantha Schoenberger, Student Senate President. Morgan Masters, Student Speaker. Deborah Putnam, Vice President for Administration and Technology Services. Deborah Goodrich, Associate Vice President for Enrollment Management and Stage Marshal. Ed Burns, State University of New York Distinguished Teaching Professor and Grand Marshal. Greg Clark, Dean, School of Applied Technology. Wayne Wagner, Chief Executive Officer and President, Burkett Mills. Dr. Ronald Rosati, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs. Reverend Sonny Mauser. Congressman Randy Kugel. And Dr. John Clark, Interim President of Alfred State. To deliver the student welcome, it is my pleasure to introduce the President of the Student Senate, Samantha Schoenberger. May I present Samantha Schoenberger, Student Senate President.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Professor Grillo. It has been my honor and my privilege to serve you as your student body president this year. For me, the last semester always seems to end in a flash. You think you have all the time in the world to write your papers, study for all of your exams, and complete all those large projects like thesis, and enjoy all of your friendships that you've made all year. You think graduation will never come. You count down the days, the hours, and yes, now even the minutes, waiting for today to arrive. Well, today is here, and it is your time to enjoy all that we have accomplished at Alfred State College. There have been many hurdles to bound, challenges to overcome, times when we laughed so hard we didn't think we could breathe anymore. College for me has been a time not to only learn within the classroom, but an opportunity to learn from all of you outside the classroom as well. When I first arrived here at Alfred, I remember being slightly underwhelmed by my surroundings. I drove around looking for more, yet after 3 years here, the town hasn't grown. It is still the small, intimate town as when I first arrived here at Alfred. But something has changed. I realized that college is not about where you physically are, how many shops, stores, or people are around you. But the most important thing is how much you are willing to take away from your experience at college. I know that for me, and for many of you in this room, I'm taking away lifelong memories and a strong education, along with long-lasting friendships and a lifelong lessons learned. As you patiently await your moment on stage, I ask you to think of all those memories, experiences, and journeys Alfred has offered you. And when you accept your diploma, do not merely forget what you have learned, but take it with you and enjoy your time you have spent here. Congratulations. All of you today have attained a tremendous milestone. Please enjoy your moment, your success, your achievements, and remember to take time and stop and realize what you have accomplished to get here. And last but not least, I would like to say thank you to all of those who have helped us to get here.
Thank you, Samantha. At this time, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce our interim college president, Dr. John Clark.
I am delighted to welcome everyone to our commencement exercises. This is a special time in the history of Alfred State as we celebrated the 40th anniversary of our Wellsville campus this academic year. and certainly look forward to celebrating New College's centennial anniversary next year. Today, we not only recognize the wonderful achievement of our graduating students, but pay tribute to those special people, very special people, who made this all possible. Our outstanding faculty, who have guided, mentored, trained, and taught our students. I would ask the members of our faculty to stand and be acknowledged. I'd also ask the members of the Alumni Association, Educational Foundation, and Development Fund who are with us today to rise as well and be recognized. Thank you. And let's have a large round of applause for parents, grandparents, husbands, wives, family members, relatives, and friends of our students. Certainly first today, if we could rise and give a standing ovation to all the mothers and grandmothers with us today on Mother's Day. Thank you very much. And on a personal note, I'd like to thank my beautiful wife, Carolyn, and our daughters, Catherine and Bridget, for their love and support this academic year. Thank you. And now I am most pleased to present our candidate for the honorary degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, Mr. Wayne Wagner. If you could please join me at the podium. I would also ask Dr. Rosati to join us to vest the candidate with the doctoral hood. Mr. Wagner, yours is a career defined by outstanding leadership of the Burkitt Mills, the world's largest producer of buckwheat products, and your tireless service to your community and to your alma mater, Alfred State College. Your role as chief executive of your firm, your recognition for outstanding service by the Lions Club International, and extensive involvement in the Finger Lakes Economic Development Board, the Fleet Rochester Regional Board, and the Soldiers and Sailors Hospital, as well as the Rainbow Junction Children's Home in Penn Yan, clearly demonstrate your commitment to the economic, social, and cultural viability of the region. Your continued involvement with Alfred State College, the Development Fund Board, and the President's Society reflect a deep appreciation for the educational opportunity afforded you at Alfred State College. Your significant professional and volunteer efforts have made the central and southern tier region of New York State a better place to live and work. Mr. Wagner, by virtue of the authority invested in me, the faculty of the State University of New York, through its College of Technology at Alfred concurring, I confer upon you the degree Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, and invest you with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereunto. In token, therefore, I hand you the diploma and direct that you be vested with the hood appropriate to your degree. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Clark. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the Board of Trustees of the State University of New York for this great honor. It is an honor that I do not take lightly, and I will cherish for all times. I too would like to congratulate and say a happy Mother's Day to all the mothers in the audience. I especially want to say happy Mother's Day to all the mothers of all the graduates. I commend Dr. Clark for having the foresight to have graduation on Mother's Day. You may think that's facetious. It is not. What better gift can these young graduates give Mom than graduation? lest we get too serious, I did hear a couple of mothers outside, I assume graduates' mothers, talking to each other about the fact, something like this, that they didn't think this day was ever going to happen. I don't know what that means. I also would like to say thank you to my mother, a little Irish lady, all 4'11" of her, 90 years old, that gave me the permission slip that I have in my pocket to be here today. I also want to thank my father, which both of them are still with us. Graduates, if I could take just a couple minutes to talk to you. You have accomplished a wonderful, wonderful thing in your life. I also commend you on choosing Alfred. You may not realize it now, but I guarantee you in the future, you will realize the friendships, the bonds, and the connection to Alfred that you have made. In 1958, I came to Alfred, a 17-year-old freshman, knowing nothing. No clue. My first week at Alfred, I met a gentleman by the name of Mr. E.J. Brown. He was the head of the business division and the absolute ruler of cost accounting. At that time, he tried to teach us many things, many of which I never understood, and I certainly didn't appreciate. But I used them throughout my business career. I also was fortunate enough to spend 2 years at PG. Those episodes I need not express. There also was a young man that I met that probably was one of the most influential people at Alfred. He was full of energy. He was sincere. He was alive. He enjoyed life. He instilled that on us. That gentleman is Anthony Capistrano. Many, many times. For the students and probably the parents of the students, back then we used to make a record. You know, that was a round thing. For RCA Victor, it took the whole weekend. And you talk about a perfectionist. We had more takes than anybody that was good. Thank you, Kathy. I talk out of the choir. Graduates, you will form these friendships. You have formed them now, and you just don't realize it. I challenge you to remember Alfred. I know there might be one or two of you right now thinking, boy, I can't wait for this day to get over. I just can't wait to get out of here. You know, that's a nice thought. It will start you on your way of life. But years down the road, please remember your college. Give up your time, give of your talents, and when possible, give of your treasure. Remember, when you support Alfred, you are supporting the young people, the students, not bricks and mortar. Every professor in these front rows are here for, I believe, one reason, and that is the students. I certainly know they aren't here for the money. So students, don't forget your college. I challenge you to be involved, and I challenge you to always remember Alfred. Dr. Clark, I'd like to thank you, the committee, the faculty, and the staff, and everyone involved in making this possible. Thank you.
Thank you and congratulations, Dr. Ware. It is my pleasure and privilege to introduce today's commencement speaker, New York State Congressman Randy Poole. The Congressman is a native and lifelong resident of the Southern Tier, Western New York region. He was elected to the U.S. House of Representatives in 2004 and represents the 29th Congressional District of New York, which includes parts of 8 counties in the Southern Tier and Finger Lakes region and the southern suburbs of Rochester. Congressman Poole serves on 3 key House committees: Transportation, Infrastructure, Agriculture, and Education and Labor. He is a strong supporter of public higher education, and especially Alfred State College. Among his many, many good works on behalf of our college, Congressman Poole secured federal funding for the construction industry workforce development facility on our Wellsville campus, and also funding for the college's court reporting program. He is a graduate of Hampton-Fourth Central School and earned a BS in Civil Engineering from Union College and received his JD from the Syracuse University College of Law in 1969. He resides in Hampton-Fourth, is the father of 3 sons. It was a great deal of pleasure and appreciation today if we could give our Congressman, Randy Poole, a rousing Alfred State welcome.
Thank you, President Clark, for your very kind introduction and for your invitation to join you this afternoon in this marvelous celebration. It's my great privilege to be here. And welcome to the families and friends of Alfred State College class of 2007. Thank you for being here to enjoy either your daughters or your son's milestone. And of course, congratulations, graduates. You've made it. I don't expect you to remember a word of what I'm about to say 20 years from now. Your lives in this world will be vastly different. So let me speak for the moment and only for the moment. As a public official, I'm often asked the question, who's your favorite president? And I answer without question, Abraham Lincoln is the president I most admire. And I'm certainly not alone in that assessment. As all of you know, there's plenty to admire about Lincoln. There's the Emancipation Proclamation, Gettysburg Address, and so much more. But one thing I admire about President Lincoln is this. Abraham Lincoln ran for public office 26 times and lost 23 of those elections. It's worth recalling because it speaks volumes about perseverance and hope and an unwavering belief in yourself, each of which will serve you well as you move along in your lives today. When I was your age, for example, never in a million years did I ever imagine that I'd be standing here delivering the commencement address to all of you. When thinking about today, the thought had crossed my mind more than once, what can I possibly say to you? I've been out of college, as you heard from President Clark's introduction, and it's hard to believe, for 4 years. What can I say to a group of young men and women whose lives are just beginning to spread out before them? I have 3 sons, as you know. The youngest just graduated from college last year, and believe me, I know that I don't listen to the same music, and I don't dress in the same clothes as they do and as he does. So what can I possibly say? Let me begin with this. I was born and raised here in upstate New York, and I've lived all my life here. And at the end of the day, when we leave this campus, we'll have a few common feelings. At least I hope so. I'm very glad to be here for several reasons. One reason is it gives me the opportunity to express a personal welcome to all of you who are here to celebrate with the class of 2007. Grandparents and aunts and uncles, cousins, family, whoever you may be, but especially to all of the parents today, and particularly the mothers in the audience, as today is Mother's Day. Dr. Wayne has said it, Dr. Clark has said it. We imagine we can appreciate your feelings on this day. But today is your day as well, a time for us to reflect on the valuable contributions our mothers have made in our lives. Today is a celebration. You all deserve to be extremely proud, as I'm sure you are, because graduating from college is an incredibly important achievement in your sons' and daughters' lives. But can you believe that this day has finally arrived? Does it seem possible? Before we send your children on their way today, before they move along in their lives to the next achievements and their next challenges, let's not rush this. I know the graduates can't wait for me to be done and for this ceremony to conclude, to finally reach the moment when they can raise their voices to the wind and hoot and holler and hug and high-five each other. But I also know as a parent myself how all of you feel. I know that a parent is willing at this moment to hold the moment. Oh, you're not going to miss the cost of tuition, sorry, Dr. Clark, and the books. But there are a few things that you're willing to hold on to. And let's take just a moment to look back. How many of you parents, when your child was 8 or 9 or 10, when they were little and just looking at life like young kids do with that wide-eyed wonder, so sure of its promise and endless opportunity, how many of you asked them this simple question: what do you want to do when you grow up? I can remember asking my 3 sons that question, and I love to remember their answers from back then. Remember what our kids told us? I want to be an astronaut. I want to be an actress. I want to sing in a band. I want to be an author. I want to be an artist. I want to be a secret agent. I'm going to be the center fielder for the New York Yankees. Believe me, they can use one right now. Or I'm going to be the quarterback for the Buffalo Bills. Do you remember when your child was 10 and how they thought they could absolutely, with no doubt in their mind, be anybody or anything they wanted to be? Seems like yesterday, doesn't it? And yet here you are, some 10 years or so gone, and in so many ways, your son or your daughter is all grown up. I know of all of you parents and grandparents and relatives and friends are all sitting here. We all are, with a million of hopes and dreams for these young people as they move on to the next stage of their life. But most of all, let's hope this. Let's hope that they never lose that feeling they had when they were 10. When they believed that even the stars were within their reach. Most of your sons and daughters are no longer hoping to be what they wanted to be when they were 10. Times have changed. But I think all of us share a hope that somehow, in some way, they will approach their lives with the same wide-open faith that they had in themselves when they were 10. So thank all of you, parents and friends, for being here with our graduates today. The second reason I'm pleased to be here today is to extend a heartfelt thanks to everyone here at Alfred State College. The faculty, the staff, the friends of Alfred. Your efforts to provide such a quality atmosphere and education for these young people are very much appreciated. Alfred State College is one of the finest institutions of applied learning in New York State and the nation. Here at Alfred State, these graduates have been educated. They have been challenged. They won't stop learning today as they have been prepared for a lifetime of learning. They have been offered the tools of leadership and they've learned how to use them. We cannot ask for anything more from an institution of higher learning. In 1818, Thomas Jefferson called an education summit at the University of Virginia. It was at this summit that Jefferson's educational vision took form. And this vision has helped to guide education in America ever since. One of Jefferson's goals for higher education was that it provide the students, and I quote, habits of reflection and correct action, rendering them examples of virtue to others and of happiness within themselves, end quote. Almost 100 years ago, New York State Governor Charles Hughes signed a bill to create New York State School of Agriculture at Alfred University. They graduated 46 people that year. Today, this university, this college will confer degrees to almost 900 students. How far Alfred has come in just a short time. Alfred has definitely achieved Jefferson's goal and countless others in a manner that is truly outstanding. So thank you, President Clark, and your administration. Thank you, Alfred State College faculty and staff. And thank you to the friends of Alfred State College. Thank you for a job well done. And thank you, graduates, for being so patient with me. Do you remember when you were 10 years old? And what you wanted to be when you grew up? If you don't, I'm sure your parents will share it with you later. And well, chances are that what you plan to do now isn't what you had in mind a decade ago. That's not the point. When I was 10, I wasn't sure that I'd ever be a congressman, never thought about it. I graduated from Union College, as President Clark has mentioned, here only with a civil engineering degree. I thought maybe I'd like to design a city. Then I went to law school because Perry Mason was a big issue on TV, and I thought that might be fun. But I came back home and began, among other things, working for local government. But one thing, I suppose, never left me. I began to come of age, your age, in the middle of the late 60s, when public service was very much a part of the fabric of our nation. President John F. Kennedy said at that time in his inaugural address, and you may have heard this before, because it's often used, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. I will tell you that the ideal of public service was never lit as brightly in the nation as it was during that time. So I suppose this spirit never left me, because I went on and ran for the Assembly, I ran for the Senate, and most recently for Congress. I suppose to reach the stature of Abraham Lincoln, I now need to lose the next 23 elections. That was a joke, by the way. It's okay to laugh. On a more serious note, as a member of the House Education Committee, it's especially refreshing for me to look out at all of you young men and women who have successfully achieved the education so essential to your lives. When you leave here, many of you will embark upon a career that will likely take you 7 or 8 different jobs before you actually retire, possibly more. That's why what you've just accomplished is so absolutely important. Alfred State College doesn't only prepare you to do a job, Alfred prepares you for your life both on and off the job. Nothing is more important than a well-rounded educational experience. And that's what it is that you have achieved today. You know that just by being here and making it to this graduation ceremony and receiving your diploma, that you've experienced college, and you will be much better for it. You have your whole lives in front of you. And while I don't know what's going to come next for me, I'm sure looking forward to it, and that's my point. In other words, the time is now. Not so much to grow and learn, because you've been growing and you've been learning for a long time, and especially over those years at Alfred State, where you truly begin to discover yourself. But the time is now to realize that the most important thing for you is to keep growing and to keep learning, to keep realizing that you are far from done, that if you happen to lose the 6th election, that the 7th election is just around the corner. Part of what I have to say today is an important part of who I am, and that it is that this nation is founded on the ideal of public service. It's an ideal that has served this country well, and it must continue to serve well if, in fact, our nation is to persevere throughout your lifetimes. And so I would ask each of you today to pledge not to leave important work to the hands, the hearts, and the minds of someone else. In your lifetimes, as in the lifetimes of all generations of Americans before you, there will be enormous challenges to be met. When you can, and where you can, I hope that you will help this country to meet them. But that's only a part of who we are. So let me conclude this way, by quoting a modern philosopher who was quoted as saying, live a balanced life. Learn some, think some. Draw and paint and sing and dance and play and work every day some. The time is now to remember when you were 10 and the world was before you and you thought you'd like to sing in a band or fly a plane or even maybe catch a star someday. We all hope that you do. I know I speak for the many here when I say we wish you all the very best. Congratulations, class of 2007, and good luck.
At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce Morgan Masters, who has been selected to speak on behalf of the 2007 graduates. Morgan is graduating with a Bachelor of Science degree in Construction Management Engineering Technology. Morgan?
for our whole lives. And for others, it may feel like just yesterday you were getting your first set of keys to your very own dorm. But regardless, here we are, sitting as the class of 2007, thinking to ourselves, is this really it? Do we know what we're doing? Do we have an idea on the line we are about to cross? Along with our education, some of us may have stumbled upon a new group of friends, a new career path, a fiance, or maybe something intangible, immeasurable. That's what it was for me. It was the experiences that have changed my life forever, and knowing that the life lessons I've been taught here at Alfred State have touched me in ways that I will never forget. I am sure there are several things that we will never forget. We are the class that survived the water main break, the power out, the blizzard, and how could we forget the CDH fire? At least we got a longer spring break out of it. Or do you remember when school was canceled for the so-called hurricane? I guess hurricanes are a little different down in Texas than they are up here. And then it was the naked mile. I never understood what was so bad about running around in the nude. And the tragedy above all, DP dough is gone. Our late night menu left us in the dark, even though it gave us all gas. We are about to enter the world that everyone has been telling us about since we started schooling. Naturally, when thinking about this, part of me wants to change my major and do it all over again. Then again, the other part of me is so excited about the next chapter of my life, of our lives, that starts here, today. Something has been bothering me, tugging me at the back of my mind. I get a little scared. Not that I don't feel prepared, for that I know I am, but rather that I feel like I'm jumping off into a deep end right now. I'm leaving my comfort zone behind, along with my friends, my professors, and the buildings that have become my home. As our time here comes short, I reflect back on my 4 years. Now that I'm thinking about all the all-nighters I pulled, I've seen that sunrise at least 30 times in my college career, with the one strangers in my life that I would consider to be a part of my family today, tomorrow, and forever. And reflecting on my time here, it's hard to believe that the homework is done. The projects are all graded, and it's time to leave. It's amazing how fast time flies when you're not watching it. The reassurance comes from within us. We are ready, and everything will be okay. We know exactly where we're headed. The real world that's waiting right outside those doors. I have a favor to ask my classmates. I want you to close your eyes. Think back to your freshman year, and the smell of your first dorm room, the feeling of having your first roommate, and the comfort of new friends. Now fast forward to this moment. Look how far you've made it. This may be the last time we're all together. Your best friends, your worst enemies. Always remember that the good comes with the bad, and no matter what, we will always have each other. I'd like to leave you with a passage from a dear friend of mine that I consider to be my best friend, my mentor, and above all, the brother that I never had. He said, moving through life is like driving through Alfred. You move pretty fast, and if you don't look around, you are sure to miss it. Congratulations.
May I again present to you the Alfred State College Alumni Singers to perform Au Revoir by James Lipton and Lawrence Rosenthal. Arrangement by Jacques L. Rizzo.
Time to part to
Vice President for Academic Affairs, will now present the Paul B. Orvis Awards for Excellence.
Paul B. Orvis Award for Excellence is presented annually at commencement to 4 graduating students. Paul B. Orvis was a former president of Alfred State College and the University Dean for 2-year colleges of the State University of New York. The award is based on 4 criteria of outstanding performance. Those criteria are service, leadership, character, and scholarship. The first 3 criteria, service, leadership, and character, are based on careful appraisal by faculty, staff, and students of outstanding performance in each area. Scholarship is determined by an analysis of the student's academic standing in comparison to that of other students. The recipients of the Orvis Award for Excellence are among the most outstanding students at Alfred State College. It is quite a pleasure for me to announce the recipients of the Paul B. Orvis Award for Excellence. From the School of Applied Technology, Tina McClure. From the School of Arts and Sciences, Paula E. Waterman. From the School of Management and Engineering Technology, Associate Degree recipient, Joseph T. Greenwald. From the School of Management and Engineering Technology, Baccalaureate degree recipient, Wendy M. Simpson.
now recognize the degree candidates. In order to ensure that our professional photographer can take photos of the graduates, we request that you remain in your seats to take photographs. Please do not approach the stage. The professional photographer will be available following the ceremony to take candid shots of the graduates. Dr. Enrico Constantine, Distinguished Teaching Professor, Department of English and Humanities, will announce the graduates as they come forward. Will Dr. Constantine please come forward? Will President Clark, joined by Dean Craig Clark and George R. Getchis, member of the College Council, please come forward to present candidates for degrees from the School of Applied Technology.
Will the candidates from the School of Applied Technology please stand? The people standing before you have taken the prescribed curriculum leading to graduation from the School of Applied Technology. With the recommendation of their faculty, they are presented as candidates for degrees.
With the recommendation of the faculty and with the approval of the College Council, and acting with the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the State University of New York, I hereby recognize you as candidates for degrees and confer degrees on all those who have fulfilled the requirements.
Will the candidates please come forward? Please, with all applause, to allow the graduates of the School of Applied Technology to receive their diplomas.
Stephen Shelters. That was Kenneth Szymanski. I don't think this was on before. He deserves to be acknowledged as well. Dustin Shearing with honors. Curtis Van Ness. Brett William D. Hollander. Robert Fife. Joshua Bowen with honors. Adam Zubbo. Dale C. Harvey Jr. Christian Cruz with honors. Corey Brown with honors. Nicholas Brown with honors. Peter Caffrey. Sam Pecorella.
You may be seated. Will President Clark, joined by Dean Joanne Sublak and Dr. Peter Giapolis, member of the College Council, please come forward to present candidates for the degrees from the School of Arts and Sciences.
Will the candidates in Arts and Sciences please stand? People standing before you have taken the prescribed curriculum leading to graduation from the School of Arts and Sciences. With the recommendation of their faculty, they are presented as candidates for their degrees.
With the recommendation of the faculty and with the approval of the College Council, and acting with the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the State University of New York, I hereby recognize you as candidates for degrees and confer degrees on all those who fulfill the requirements.
Will the candidates please come forward? And would you please hold your applause until all the graduates from the School of Arts and Sciences have received their diplomas?
Jennifer Dempsey, Randy Noller, Jesse Knighton, Akiko Okuhatai, Nicole Marie Pyshur with honors. Caroline Baker. Violet Pratt with honors. Kelly Diet. Benjamin Jacob Wright. Tanya Marie Hand. Claudine Spetta with honors. Kimberly Ann Lockwood. Pamela Zimmerman with honors. Wanda Dickerson. Jessica Mosier.
Hey, Jessica!
Emma Klopp. Emily Deitch. Ashley Meredith with honors. Shannon Jones. Kelly Lynn Shaw. Paula Waterman with honors. Christine Ann West. Jennifer Marie Cornell. Mary Elizabeth Drake. Jennifer Fields. Stephanie Tanner. Catherine Ellsworth. Anna Stewart. Albert Lewis Ashby II. Jason Thomas Michaels. Tyler Latin. Kirsten Brown. Corey Brannon. Nicole Talia Millen. Jude Primus. Jamie Lockett,
This one.
Kenneth Johnson, Jennifer Rose Lockwood, Sarah Butler, Jessica Wakefield, Christina Bellis, Sarah Allen, Kyler Starr with honors. Mitchell Hatch, Carrie Graham, Kristen Egger, Beth Glass, Etsuko Itagaki, Madoka Ota, Brandy R. Mullen, Courtney Morse, Sherry Lee McDowell, Christina Cumberbatch, Jeremy Tolsis, Sarah Cornell, Shannon Horgan, William Allsbrook, Michelle Sadler with honors. Scott Saxton with honors. Francis Foster, Susan Lee, Sammy Jean Hunter, Nabil Assad Rakib El Amin,
Please join me in congratulating all the graduates.
Please be seated. President Clark, joined by Dean Austin Cheney and Dr. Frank Tito, member of the College Council, please come forward to present the Associate's Degree candidates from the School of Management and Engineering Technology.
Will the associate degree candidates from the School of Management and Engineering Technology please stand? The people standing before you have taken the prescribed curriculum leading to graduation from the School of Management and Engineering Technology. With the recommendation of their faculty, they are presented as candidates for degrees.
With the recommendation of the faculty and with the approval of the College Council and acting with the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the State University of New York, I I hereby recognize you as candidates for degrees and confer degrees on all those who fulfill the requirements.
Will the associate degree candidates please come forward? Please withhold your applause until all associate degree graduates from the School of Management and Engineering Technology receive their diplomas.
Jose Sanchez, Jason Kepler, Misato Takeoka, Ayumu Haguara, Antoine Rhodes, Chase, Adam Wilczak with honors. Melinda Powers, Daniel J. Pfeiffer, Wesley McClure, Kevin Bonk, Chad Coombs, Michael Page, Samuel Isidore Parent with honors.
Please join me in congratulating all the associate degree graduates from the school.
Please be seated. Will President Clark, joined by Dean Austin Cheney and John Richardson, College Council member, please come forward to present candidates for baccalaureate degrees from the School of Management and Engineering Technology.
Will the baccalaureate degree candidates from the School of Management and Engineering Technology please stand? The people standing before you have taken the prescribed curriculum leading to graduation from the School of Management and Engineering Technology. With the recommendation of their faculty, they are presented as candidates for degrees.
With the recommendation of the faculty and with the approval of the College Council, and acting with the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the State University of New York, I hereby recognize you as candidates for degrees and confer degrees upon all of those who have fulfilled the requirements.
Will the baccalaureate degree candidates designated by hoods please come forward? Please withhold your applause until all baccalaureate graduates from the School of Management and Engineering Technology receive their diplomas.
Joshua James Frinzy, Justin Woodnorth, Michael Burnett, Brian Barlow, William Miner, James Sexton, David Cavison, Matthew Carey, Morgan Masters, Larry Devos, Luke Nagel Caraluzzo with honors. Kyle Maxson with honors. Kyle Brent with honors. Anthony Venezia, John Button with honors. Brian Fredenberg, Frederick H. York III with honors. David Geist, Adam W. Caulfield, Gregory W. Height, Jonathan DeRocco, Eric Keller, Justin Nugent, Michael Mitchell, Adrian Cogswell, Brian Miner with honors. Jennifer DeKay, Dwayne Allen, Charles Rucker, Dan Young, Jason Jack, Christopher Mazzerbo, Dylan Young with honors. Sean Brown, Matthew Davis, Andrew Curtis, Philip J. Snow, Jason Oliver, Joseph Gary Thompson, Andrea Brown, Nicholas LaFountain with honors. Ronald Stipp, Ryan Jones, Elwood Clark, Sean Kelly, Chad Callahan, Benjamin Gardner with highest honors. Timothy Norman with honors. Anthony Scally, Brian E. Giardino, John Ryan, David Loader, Brittany K. Law.
Right?
Philip Schroeder. Joshua Bloom with honors. Derek Albert. Thomas Richards. Brian Matthews. Matthew Albert Douglas. Patrick Martin. Brent Charles. Brett Manger. Brett Davis with honors. Jamie Michael Bucci with honors. Bradley Michael Humberstone. Jared Ridge. Gary Ewan. Wendy Mae Simpson. Latifa M. Hull. Justin C. Shea. Mandela Lambert. Keon Green. Rahim Khan. Curtis Flood. Rachel Marie Malloy. Mark Battaglia with honors. Rebecca Brown. Darielle Raish. Danielle Coleman. Gregory Shivers. Mark Tellier. David Volk with honors. Stephen R. Mead. Andrew Westfall with highest honors. Matthew Eldred with honors. Craig Gull. Tyler Craig. Charles Goodwin. Ian Vanderbrook. Megan Marie Mary with honors. Matthew Ozarzek. Paul Gilad. Justin Hildreth. Joshua Whitaker. Benjamin Weisbeck. Jin Lee. Antonio Ernesto Acevedo. Derek Asante, Michael Bayer with honors. Nicholas Ringelberg, Adam Moss with honors. Stephen McIntyre, Adam Dix with honors. Matthew Minotti, Jonathan Snell, Matthew Collins, Lloyd Bennett, Nicholas Wagner, Christopher Thauer, Ruby Oliveira, Vijay Svaski, Brian Parra, Justin Rowland.
Please join me in congratulating all the baccalaureate degrees.
You may be seated. It is with pleasure that I introduce Senator Charles Chuck Schumer. Senator Schumer served in the New York State Assembly from 1974 to 1980 and was a member of the House of Representatives from 1980 to 1998. In 2004, New York was re-elected Chuck to the Senate for a second 6-year term. Senator Schumer is a leader on national issues and a tireless fighter for New York. May I present Senator Charles Chuck Schumer.
Thank you, and to President Clark and Mr. Grillo, the members of the College Council, my good friend and colleague, your keynote speaker, Congressman Kuhl, to the faculty and staff of this great institution, make it tick, to the family and friends of the graduates, most of all to you, graduates of SUNY Alfred, congratulations. You are graduating from one of the finest institutions of higher learning of its kind, not just in our state, but in our country. So congratulations to each and every one of you. Now, I have a little bit of housekeeping before I get into my brief remarks to all of you. One, I want to wish all the mothers in the audience a happy Mother's Day. And every one of you, by being here and graduating, is giving your mom the best Mother's Day present that she could get. Second, I want to announce my class gift. You know, it's hard to pay for college. If you're poor, the federal government helps you out. But the middle class also struggles to send their kids to school. So I passed a law 4 years ago. It's now law, it's on the books, that says that you can deduct fully $4,000 of tuition from your family's taxes every year, provided your income is below $200,000 a year. So, below $200,000, make sure graduates, they deduct it from their taxes. It's a new deduction. A lot of people haven't done it. And if your family's income is above $200,000, God bless you. Finally, one other little note. It's not related to graduation, but to our region here in Western New York, and particularly because Mr. Golisano's a graduate of SUNY Alfred. You know, the Sabres had a rough night last night. They're 0-2. But, you know, when Western New Yorkers' backs are against the wall, that's when we fight the hardest. So I'd like to say I hope, pray, and believe the Stanley Cup will be in Buffalo, and I hope you'll join me in a little bit of a chant. Let's go Buffalo! Now, my remarks. Today's a turning point in all of your lives. You're going to hear people say, older people probably, that your college years are the best years of your life. And you, having stayed up all night to write that last paper, having crammed for that last tough final, must be praying that they're wrong. Well, you'll probably never find a better late night snack than at the Old West Food Company. And for those of you over 21, you'll never taste a better beer than the drafts at TJ's. And the beer does better than the snacks all the time. More importantly, you may never, ever meet another group of friends who see you grow and mature and learn so much as the friends you made at Alfred State. But it is true, the excitement's just beginning. And you are graduating at a time when we put a premium on people who have an education, and particularly the type of education just about every one of you is receiving, that is geared for the jobs that are needed in our new society. And so it's a great time to be educated, to be young. And that means one thing. As you're thinking of what you do next, now is the time to reach for that dream. Now is the time to reach deep down inside yourself and see what you're made of. My advice to the Alfred State Class 2007 is very simple. Go for it. Now, sometimes you'll make the wrong choice. But if my life is any indication, you'll pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and move forward. But if you make the right choice, with a lot of hard work, a little luck, and some prayer, your life will be enriched forever. I learned these things myself. When I was graduating from college, almost 40 years ago, I was seated there like you, and I had learned about 2 weeks earlier that I had won a scholarship to travel all around the world, all expenses paid for a whole year. It was a rare scholarship. I had won it, and it was a great opportunity for me because I had never been outside the country before. But a few months earlier, for the first time, I met a girl, and I fell in love. I had to decide what to do. Do I travel around the world for a year with the scholarship? Or do I stay home with the girl? Take the job, take the scholarship. Well, I stayed home with the girl. Don't react yet. The story continues. That summer, she went on a short vacation, and I went to the airport to meet her when she came back. The minute she got off the plane, I saw by the look on her face something was wrong. She dumped me by Labor Day. Here I was. No scholarship, no trip around the world, no girl. Thought I was a total failure. I stayed in my house for months. I said, what kind of dope are you? I said that to myself probably 100 times a day. But somehow, I picked myself up, dusted myself off, and moved forward. And a few years later, I was seated once again at graduation, this time from law school. And like so many of you, my parents were in the audience, proud as could be. But on the way home from graduation, I broke it to Mom and Dad that I wasn't going to join a big law firm like we had planned. I told them I was going to run for public office. My parents were shocked. My mother was particularly disappointed. You see, I came from a family that struggled to send their kids to school. And they wanted me to become a big shot lawyer and make a whole lot of money, something they never had. But my heart wasn't in it. I I wanted to do something that would challenge me and excite me every day. I wanted to wake up Monday morning and want to go to work. And so, at the age of 23, I ran for the New York State Assembly. And that summer and fall, I had 3 opponents. First, there was the Machine Party candidate. Then, there was a neighborhood activist. But third, there was my mother, who was telling all her friends not to vote for me. No idea of being a politician out of my thick head. Well, a few years earlier, I didn't get that girl, but that November, I won the election. So graduates, go for it. And when you have doubts, we all do. Every one of us, all the time. Maybe you'll remember a few lines from this poem by Rudyard Kipling, famous English poet. He wrote it about 130 years ago. He wrote it to his son. It's relevant to every one of you. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn and pitch and toss and lose, start again in your beginnings and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings but not lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all count with you, but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, which is more. You'll be a man, my son. He wrote it 130 years ago to his son. It's relevant to every one of you today. This great class, 2007, Alfred State. To all of you, congratulations. Good luck. Godspeed and go for it.
And now for your enjoyment, the Alfred State College alumni singers, accompanied by the members of the faculty quartet, will perform the Blessing of Aaron by Norman Ramsey, arrangements by Walter Rodney. I'm pleased to present to you David Post, class of 83 and 85, President of the Alfred State Alumni Association. David, will you please come forward to induct the graduates into the Alumni Association?
Good afternoon. I'd like to take a moment to thank all the mothers and family here for their generation, or for your support and guidance. And the alumni would also like to show recognition to Anthony Capadonia for his guidance and support and excellence in his choir and his direction. And coming from the choir back in '85, I thank Mr. C for what he's done and what he does for all his students. Takes pride and shows it. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, graduates. Yes, I'm David Post, and I sat there some 20 years ago in '83 and also in '85 and graduated. It's a privilege to serve the alumni as president of Alfred State College and the Alumni Association. Today I'm honored to welcome you to the alumni community of professionals and scholars. You join approximately 45,000 successful and committed alumni who have and continue to enjoy the benefits from their Alfred State experience. Opportunity is great for you as you lead on in your life, both professionally or academically. Your fellow alumni encourage you to stay connected, visit often, communicate, and share your stories of your Alfred State experience. I invite you to become involved and attend events with regional alumni chapters currently in Buffalo, Rochester, and the Southern Tier, and to be set up in New York City in the year 2008. Come back to campus and enjoy Bake at the Lake. It's our reunion clam bake and will be held this July. You're all welcome. New this year in October 2007 will be homecoming. Come join us. Alfred State College also will be celebrating its centennial celebration late in 2007 and throughout 2008. Don't forget Alfred, come back and visit. The alumni travel program is new and we're off to Ireland in March 2008. Check out the Alfred State College website and be kept current on many more opportunities. Stay connected. Alfred State College is a college of choice, known for excellence in education, dedicated to faculty and staff, and known to make a difference in a student's life. Continue to make Alfred State College a leader in technology-based education programs so that it remains on the cutting edge in all that Alfred students have to offer. Please support and grow the opportunities that will ensure future generations their own Alfred State experience. Graduates, please stand. Now join me in the traditional changing of the tassel from the right to the left side, as this signifies the crossing over to the next chapter of your life. Congratulations, graduates. Thank you and enjoy.
You may be seated. It's now my pleasure to introduce our faculty quartet to perform the Alfred State College alma mater, which was written by Richard Fortier, class of 1954. Members are Professors John Buckwalter, William Walber, Robert Reeves, and Charles Weiser.
We offer thee our Lord.
Before closing, special thanks to our Grand Marshal Ed Burns, Announcement Marshal Jim Grillo, our Stage Marshals Kathleen Feldman and Deborah Goodrich, and all our student and faculty marshals. And we certainly wish to recognize the great work of our commencement committee members, Chair Nancy Shira, co-chairs Mary Fagan, John Garippa, and Tammy Wellington, and committee members Tammy Conrad, Larry Fox, Matt Heller, Ken Johnson, Tom Massara, Cynthia Santora, Jeanette Thomas, and students Philip Schroeder and Wendy Simpson. Let's have a round of applause for them. A special thank you is also extended to our alumni singers under the direction of Maestro Anthony Campadonia, who has just completed 56 years as music director at Alfred State. A round of applause. Now, to our students, you have graduated from one of the finest colleges of its kind in the nation, and you have been inducted into the Alumni Association to join the thousands of Alfred State graduates who have gone before you. As you know, your alma mater, Alfred State, is more than classrooms, books, and buildings. It's people. It's your fellow students, our faculty and staff, and we hope that because of your experience here at Alfred State, your ties with this college, your alma mater, will last a lifetime. Congratulations to each of you for a job well done, and on behalf of the college, our best wishes for a wonderful future full of prosperity and happiness. Thank you very much.
We ask that you now stand for the benediction with Reverend Sonny Mount.
Oh, great God, I have knowledge, so will you show me now how to use it wisely and find a way somehow to make the world I live in a little better place and make the life with its problems a little easier to face. Grant me faith and courage and put purpose in my days, and show me how to serve in effective ways. So my education, my knowledge, and my skills, may they find their true fulfillment as I learn to do, and may I ever be aware in everything I do that knowledge comes from learning and wisdom comes from you. Go now in peace, love, and care for one another. May the love of God fill you, the wisdom of God guide you, and the strength of God support you, both now and forevermore. Amen.
Amen.
It is now time to close the 2007 commencement ceremony. We ask that graduates remain standing until the faculty have recessed. Once faculty have recessed, you are free to leave. We ask that guests be seated at this time. I hereby declare the 2007 Alfred State College commencement ceremony officially closed. Students from the School of Arts and Science will be in the lobby of McLean Center here. Students from the School of Applied Technology and the School of Management and Engineering Technology will be outside of McLean Center under the tent. Student Senate members will be handing out carnations to each graduate at the reception to go to a loved one in honor of Mother's Day.